Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I've got another pretty exciting video. I have got the new tester kit for fall and winter of this year. These scents release on September 1st. I have got my testers here early. I have also ordered the scent transition kit with the full-size bars of these scents. They are not here yet, they haven't even shipped yet, so they're probably going to be a while. I asked over on my Instagram channel at Northern_lights_glow if you guys wanted me to wait until the full bars arrive to do these like kind of cold sniff reviews, or if you wanted me to just go with the testers and do tester first sniffs. So I got an overwhelming response of you guys want tester first sniffs, so I'm gonna sit down and do those right now for you. I have got Ben here beside me sitting in the cat bed. He is chewing on a toy. You may hear him at some point, but he's content right now, so we're gonna leave him be. All right, so fall winter catalogs, these launch September 1st, like I said. I am working away at getting Happy Mail made up for my customers and people who requested catalogs. You'll be getting those shipped out as soon as I possibly can, but they're here, and so I'm excited for that. I will do a separate video from this, going through this catalog kind of cover to cover. I always do that each new season. I'll probably do that in like a week or two, maybe a bit closer to catalog change time. In the meantime, here are the 10 new scents. So these are 10 new scents that we've never seen before. They are brand new for this season, and I have got all 10 testers here. So because they are the small tester sizes instead of full bars, what I've done is I've got clean hands, and I'm going to use my finger, a different finger each scent, to warm up the wax a bit and try to get a better sense of the smell. I have smelled these already. These are not first sniffs. I've smelled these a few times now. I've kind of spent the day with them, come back to them a few times, re-sniffed them here and there, and kind of try to get a good sense of them. So I'll kind of let you know what my thoughts are, what I'm smelling, what I'm not smelling, what they kind of smell like to me in some cases. So we'll just kind of jump in. I've got them ranked here from in order of least preference to highest preference for scent appeal for myself. This is just on cold though. These opinions may very well change on warm, and often do. That is why it is important to warm scents before you decide for sure whether you like them or not. But the one that is calling the least to me on cold is Frosty Air. And I will say the rankings for these were much different than I expected them to be based on the notes. So Frosty Air, the scent description, it's a fresh category scent. It is sweet citrus and lily of the valley, stay fresh in a flurry of frosty air. So it's citrus, lily of the valley, and frosty air. This one smells very much like the existing clothesline scent. My daughter, this was her favorite of the bunch. So this one is quite strong on cold. I would say probably one of the strongest of the 10. Again, very close to clothesline to my nose. You're definitely getting that lily of the valley, that kind of floral laundry scent. It is very much like a drier laundry sheet type scent. Citrus, I'm not picking up so much. There is something, I don't know, it must be the frosty air. There's something just vaguely, slightly cuddly about this. And I wouldn't even say it has to be a fall winter scent. I would say this could be very easily a spring summer scent for laundry. It's very, very close to my nose to frosty air. Maybe just veering a little bit more cuddly than clothesline. Did I say that right? So yeah, frosty air, close to clothesline. Frosty air has a slight added element of coziness. I can't explain it other than that, but there's an element of coziness. I think if you like Pima cotton, if you like clothesline, if you like those fresh laundry scents, I think you're probably gonna like this. If you like the idea of fluffy fleece, but fluffy fleece is too cozy for you, this is much less cozy than fluffy fleece and just much cleaner. So it's pretty. Again, my daughter, this was her favorite of them. For me, this is just kind of it could be a headache scent for me. So this one is the one I ranked my 10th favorite. That could change on warm. Next we have Fall Feelin'. This is one I expected to really, really like, and I'm not sure how I feel about it on cold. We'll see. So Fall Feelin' is orange. It's in the fruity category. It is fresh blood orange and sugared cranberry. Cozy up with juniper sprigs and a dash of sparkling clove on a perfectly crisp day. So what I get most from this is an orange and definitely spice. It's a spiced orange scent overall to me. What I'm smelling is an orange note that is very close to the orange note from Sips of Cider, which was a new release last season. This one, to my nose, is a slightly spicier Sips of Cider. Maybe stronger as well, but definitely spicier. So I am getting some clove. I feel like I'm getting some cinnamon. Is that in here? There's no cinnamon in the notes, but I think I'm smelling cinnamon. Sugared cranberry, I'm not sure that I'm smelling here. Juniper sprigs, maybe. Sparkling clove, yes. And blood orange, yes. This is primarily like a blood orange spice scent to my nose. The thing for me is that the orange note here, like I said, is kind of like the one from Sips of Cider. That one, to some people, not myself, but to some people, that one was just kind of a not pleasant orange note. I don't mind it there, but I'm getting kind of a, like, hit me in the back of the throat and make me want to cough smell. And maybe it's the way the orange is playing with the juniper here. I'm not sure, but I think that might be it. There's almost something peppery here, like a juniper berry, because they have kind of like a slight pepperiness to them. There's almost something kind of peppery here. And it's okay, it's very fall-y, very cozy, very homey. But for me, not a preferred one from the 10 new ones. But again, that could very well change on warm. I do really like Sips of Cider, so I may enjoy this one after all. Next we have Midnight Mahogany. This is Juicy Black Plum and Cinnamon Leaf. Brighten up dark mahogany on a secluded moonlight stroll. I have given Ben something quieter to chew on, so he's kind of moved to a different area and he's chewing on that a bit quieter. So we shouldn't hear as much of him chewing on his plastic toy now. Midnight Mahogany. So yes, this one, really, really pretty on cold. Very, very light. Probably the lightest of the new bars, which is unexpected because I kind of expected from the notes that this one might be quite strong. So again, we have Black Plum, Cinnamon Leaf, and Dark Mahogany in here. So this one, I am getting sweetness. The mahogany is there. It's not overly dark or overly heavy. This is a very soft, cuddly, cozy type scent. It's one I feel like would be a nice background scent to a room and that someone's house might just naturally smell like. This is one of those scents where you could just imagine going into someone's home and it would smell like this, just naturally. It's one of those ones that just kind of be like a nice home scent. I don't think it's going to be a powerhouse. It smells quite light. I would say maybe a 3 out of 10 in strength. I feel like I'm getting the plum. There's nothing spicy here. So if you're afraid of the cinnamon leaf, it's not spicy cinnamon. It is like a, maybe just a depth. And mahogany, I feel like I'm almost getting suede here as well. Suede is not in the notes, but I feel like I'm getting like a touch of suede. This is sweet and warm and kind of cuddly cozy. This I think is kind of, I think you could do this probably anytime but the summer. But it does kind of lean a bit more cooler weather, but it doesn't scream fall. It doesn't scream winter or holiday. This is just a nice kind of cool, cozy, relaxing, soothing scent. It's very pretty. I'm excited to see how this ages and how it warms. So Midnight Mahogany, really like it. It's just, I put it on the lower end for now, just because it is the lightest one of the bunch. Next we have Golden Garland. This one is forest pine needles intertwined with marigold petals, sparkling orange twist, and a touch of golden musk. So pine needles, marigold petals, orange twist, and golden musk. And this one is also in the fresh category, whereas I believe Midnight Mahogany, yes, is in the woods category. So this one is interesting. This reminds me of like, okay, so we have, Here Come the Sunflowers. That's kind of a summer scent, is Here Come the Sunflowers. It's kind of a fresh floral scent. Then we have Scarlet Sunflower for like early fall, like that kind of like August, September time period. And that one is like sunflower and cranberry. This one kind of feels like the October, November version of Scarlet Sunflower to me. You're getting more into holiday time. We got some pine needle stuff in there. This is like a fall transition to winter scent to my nose. Would be perfect for Thanksgiving, I think. Probably American Thanksgiving rather than Canadian. Well, you could probably do it for Canadian Thanksgiving. But yeah, this one to me feels closer to winter, but very much has kind of that same warmth that like Scarlet Sunflower has. So I think that Scarlet Sunflower note is probably similar to the marigold note here. So I feel like that kind of warm floral is the marigold. Golden musk also is probably part of that. But yes, there is a pine needle scent here. It's not an obnoxious in-your-face pine needle scent, but there is kind of a woodsiness, and overall it's kind of a mellow scent. So you definitely get a little citrus. That's probably the orange twist. You do get some like musk, which would be the golden musk. I do get floral here. It's got to be the marigold. It's a very warm floral. Kind of reminds me again a lot of Scarlet Sunflower. But instead of cranberry here, you have the orange twist and some pine needles. I like it. It's nice. I feel like it's a bar that I would probably grab maybe once or twice a year, especially for that kind of late October, early November time when you're not quite into holiday melting yet, but it's still kind of like that transition from fall to winter. So very pretty. I would say about a medium strength on cold. I think this will probably warm quite well. It's pretty. I would say a little on the perfumey side because you do have the musk and all of that going on there as well in the floral. So maybe a little on the perfumey side, but I think very pretty. And I think this will appeal to a wide range of people because I think your floral lovers are going to like this. I think your like kind of woodsy pine tree people are going to like this. And I think even your citrus people are going to like this, your citrus fruity people. So I think this will appeal to a wide range. So that is Golden Garland. There's that one. The next one we have here is Cranberry and Cardamom. And my tester got a little bit funny. I don't know. I think it's just like came out upside down. So this one is Bold Cherry and White Cranberry mingle in a festive celebration with a hint of warm cardamom. So cherry, white cranberry, and cardamom. And it is a red wax and it's in the fruity category. So mine came like this, which I actually kind of like. I wish I could get my other ones to do this because this is actually easier to smell. This smells very, very familiar to me. And on the second sniff, I placed it. This smells very close to Bath & Body Works Black Cherry Merlot. So if you're a fan of Black Cherry Merlot, Cranberry and Cardamom is a lot like it. I would say like 90% similar, 95, very, very close. So the cherry note to my nose is the same. I'm not getting the cardamom here. That's kind of like a warm aromatic spice, and I'm not smelling it on cold, at least in this. That may come out on warm. Well, there is like an element of something here, but again, it smells just like black cherry or Black Cherry Merlot. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. I love Black Cherry Merlot, so I'm happy to have this, and it is quite strong as well. I think this is going to be a really good performer. Yeah, cranberry, I could see that being in here. The cherry and the cranberry come together exactly like Black Cherry Merlot from Bath & Body Works. It's really nice. Nice and strong. That is, I think, going to be a good one. So that was definitely a middle of the road pick for me out of these new 10. The next one, and I thought this would probably rank higher for me because I am such a bakery fan, but this kind of was my number 5 pick. So again, middle of the road. Make Me Snickerdoodle. This is the only bakery new release we have this season. We do have lots of LTOs coming up in the bakery category. If you watched my like fall winter timeline video, I go through those in a bit more detail. But Make Me Snickerdoodle is homemade cookie dough sweetened with brown sugar and vanilla bean, rolled in sugared cinnamon and baked to perfection. So brown sugar, vanilla bean, and sugared cinnamon. This one, I would say, is like a lighter scent on cold. This one smells a lot like the recently departed cinnamon buttercream. And we kind of wondered if this might be a replacement for cinnamon buttercream. I think it most definitely is. It is very similar to cinnamon buttercream. So if you're missing cinnamon buttercream, this I think will be a very, very nice substitute for you. This one, you get kind of the cookie, more of a cookie dough. It's more like raw cookie dough than baked crispy cookie dough. You get a little bit of like light cinnamon, about the same amount of cinnamon and the same tone of cinnamon that you get in cinnamon buttercream if you've smelled that from previous seasons. This to me is just cinnamon buttercream without the mascarpone cheese note that some people found off-putting, myself included. So this I think is a improved version of cinnamon buttercream to me. What it is not is a dupe for St. Nickerdoodle. So St. Nickerdoodle, we kind of thought this might be similar to, because St. Nickerdoodle was a snickerdoodle scent that came out last holiday season and had apple in it as well. This is not like that much at all. So if you're looking for a St. Nickerdoodle replica, this isn't going to be it. I think if you mixed baked apple pie with this, you might get somewhere. And that's where I kind of see myself using Make Me Snickerdoodle. I can see this being a fantastic mixer for all of your fall bakery, fall winter scents. And that is how I mostly use cinnamon buttercream back when it was available. So I think Make Me Snickerdoodle is going to be your kind of fall winter mixer. just like cinnamon buttercream was. So again, on the lighter side on cold, I am smelling a very light cinnamon, cookie dough, vanilla bean. I mean, there's vanilla here. I'm not smelling vanilla bean specifically. Brown sugar, yes, I would say there's brown sugar in here. I think, again, if you remember Cookies for Santa from a few years back, kind of reminds me a little bit of that as well. But again, without the milk note and without that cheese note from cinnamon buttercream. I think they've given us a very widely appealing spiced cookie scent here. I don't think it's going to be a powerhouse. I think it's going to be a very pleasant, gentle, soft background bakery scent. And I think it's going to lend itself very well to mixing. So that is Make Me Snickerdoodle. Then we have Frosted Cedar. This is in my number 4 spot. This is in the fruity category, surprisingly enough. This is Red Delicious Apple adorns a towering white cedar in a blanket of creamy vanilla. So Red Delicious Apple, white cedar, and creamy vanilla. So this one is very pretty. And I can see why it's in the fruity category as opposed to the woods category, because this is primarily an apple scent. This is a very authentic apple scent. Think like maybe a gala apple. They say it's Red Delicious Apple, and I could see that too. Think like a gala apple that is very ripe, a very ripe apple that is nice and sweet and juicy, not tart in any way. There's zero tartness here. This is a very sweet, ripe apple. And almost like a grassy tone. Not a pine tree scent. Kind of reminds me of the greenery notes in Season of Magic, the Disney bar. That is a much softer, more mellow, bright greenery scent. And to me, this is apple mostly, with just a little bit of that kind of grassy, mellow tree green scent. I'm not getting cedarwood. Sometimes cedarwood can be kind of like wood chip shavings. I'm not getting any of that from this at all. I'm also not really getting vanilla from this at all. But what this is very mellow and very smooth and very round. This is a very kind of smooth edge scent. So I think that's where the vanilla comes in here. I'm not smelling vanilla specifically, but this is a very rounded scent, and I think that's where the vanilla is coming in here. Yeah. So I would say like 80%, 90% of that very ripe, sweet apple. A little bit of just that smoothing of the vanilla, and a little bit, maybe like 10 or 15% of that kind of like grassy, mellow green scent. So I really quite like Frosted Cedar. I think this would do well all through the winter and even later into the fall. Yeah, that's very pretty. In my number 3 spot, we have Red Currant Wreath. This one is in the spice category, which surprises me. This is red currant and winter berries, spice up interwoven evergreen and sandalwood branches. So red currant, winter berries, evergreen, and sandalwood branches. Now I think the spice category is a very odd spot for this one. I would put this in like either fruity, probably fruity, or maybe woods. But they're going spice. There is a very, very tiny amount of spice here. I'm gonna heat it up with this finger. Okay, yeah. There's almost a little bit of something. It's got to be the evergreen branches and maybe some eucalyptus. There's almost something, just a hint, and I mean just a hint, so don't get scared, of like camphor. Just a teeny tiny hint on the end of the sniff. You get a little bit of something that's a little bit like Vicks Vapor Rub, which I love. But it's just barely there, and it's kind of like a cooling, eucalyptus-y, camphor type vibe going on. Mostly though, this is, I would say, the red currant and the berries. There's a tiny bit of evergreen here, a tiny bit of spice, which is not in the notes, but it's in the spice category, so it's got to be there. Sandalwood I'm not getting specifically, maybe on warm. Sandalwood's often a note that kind of comes out later on. Yeah, this is really nice. Is it just like red berry and spruce? No, I think it's a bit less berry than red berry and spruce. More warm wood than red berry and spruce. Nothing like Be Merry. That was a much tartar berry scent. This is more subdued overall and has kind of those warm, earthy wood notes on the base. I really like red currant and or red currant wreath. Again, this feels like a scent to me that you could just walk into someone's house in the winter and their house might just smell like this. It smells like you've had maybe some cider on your stove going, or maybe like a potpourri in a pot on your stove. A hint of spice in the background, some woodsiness. Like it smells like someone's house might actually smell if they lived in the woods. So that is Red Currant Wreath. It's really, really pretty. I would recommend that if you're missing red berry and spruce, although don't expect it to be just like that one. Next, we have one that I did not expect to like at all. This is my number 2 spot. This is one that scared me because I do not typically like Scentsy's Palo Santo note. This is in the woods category. This is Palo Santo and cinnamon. Palo Santo energizes Italian bergamot, accented with clove leaf and cinnamon bark. I didn't expect to like this one at all, and it's my number 2. I love this one. I cannot wait to warm it. This one, it reminds me of Lush. I can't remember what product or why, but it reminds me of Lush a little bit. Maybe like one of their Assassin shower gels or one of their woodsy products. This is nice. This is warm and comforting and just kind of like a blanket. It is a cozy, cozy scent. And I think any time of year in the cooler months, it doesn't scream any particular season to me. This is just cool weather. That's all this is. You could do this in the spring on like a cooler evening and it would be fine. What I'm getting here mostly is, I think, some bergamot. I think bergamot is what's making me think it smells like Lush. Cinnamon bark and clove leaf. The clove here is not clove. It is probably clove leaf. You do get like those spices, but they're not spicy spices. They're aromatic. And then I almost feel like I'm getting patchouli here. It's not in the notes, but I would swear there's patchouli here. But it's a pretty patchouli. This smells like an expensive furniture store, but not in a wood polish way. In a almost like ginger way. I get like patchouli and like some almost ginger. If you've ever smelled Origin's like ginger line, it's a very bright, fresh ginger scent. This almost has a little bit of that there, mixed with some patchouli, or what smells like patchouli, some gentle spices. And the Palo Santo, I'm not sure. This smells like no other Palo Santo I've smelled. I would guess maybe sandalwood, but it must be the Palo Santo. It's very pretty. I am so excited to warm this. This feels like you could do this from like August through May easily. I really, really like this. This may, depending on how this warms, it may be a club bar for me eventually. It's pretty, and it smells like about a medium on warm, or on cold, sorry. I haven't done these on warm. It's pretty. It doesn't scream at you. It's a very like soft, low-toned scent, and that's what I'm kind of feeling with most of these new scents. They don't feel bright and high-pitched. They feel very low-toned, mellow, cozy, that kind of feel. Then my number 1 spot, again, did not expect to rank this one very highly. It's my number 1. This is Dashing, also in the woods category. This is irresistible vanilla and creamy mahogany. Will leave you swooning under fresh night skies. Vanilla, mahogany, and fresh night skies. Definitely vanilla forward. I would say a perfumey vanilla. There is a depth of mahogany. I wouldn't guess there's mahogany in here. It is not an overly woodsy mahogany. This smells like I would like this in a shower gel. Smells a little bit body care, very bedroom to me. And again, not screaming any particular season to me. I would use this to set like a cozy vibe in a bedroom. It may lean, I wouldn't even say it leans masculine. No, it leans body care, but I would say unisex body care. It's not overly feminine. It's not masculine. It's very much unisex, I would say. Vanilla is sweet there. It's right there at the front. Mahogany is the depth. And that fresh night skies is hard to pinpoint what that is. It's not an overly fresh scent. It is a cozy, kind of has the same feel or same tone and mood as like blackcurrant and plum, which was a new bar a year or two ago. We do get it back in September as well. That one had almost like a perfumey musk quality to it. It was really pretty. That one leans a bit more feminine. This one has the same tone, but less overtly feminine than blackcurrant and plum. It would not surprise me to learn that there's a plum note in here even. This is very pretty. I really like Dashing. That is sweet, it is cozy, it's enveloping. I would say a medium strength. I think if you liked stargazing, you might like this, but don't be scared if you didn't like stargazing. This is not nearly as strong, not nearly as floral, not nearly as musky as stargazing. But if you're missing stargazing, I think you would like Dashing. What else is this like? I would say a cousin, like a distant cousin of blackcurrant and plum, but more unisex. And a distant cousin of stargazing, without the depth and strength and throw probably of stargazing. And not floral at all. This is really, really pretty. I love this. Any bedroom I think would be great for this. So that is my cold thought reviews of the 10 new scents, just based on the testers and my few first sniffs of them. And I haven't warmed them yet. I plan to warm them as soon as I get the bars. Those again have not shipped yet, so they might be a little bit yet. But once they arrive, I will warm them, use them in my home, see how they do, and get you guys some warm reviews as soon as I can. But yeah, overall thoughts, it's a solid lineup. I'm not smelling anything that's like life-changingly, spectacularly new to me. Dashing is quite unique, so I like it for that. That's probably why it's in my #1 spot. Same with Palo Santo and Cinnamon. That is not like anything else Scentsy has done that I've smelled. And so I'm very excited about that. So that is in my #2 spot. Overall though, the feeling is just very like cozy, cuddly, home for the evening type vibes from almost all of the scents actually. I do think Golden Garland is going to be a standout for Thanksgiving. Yeah, this one to me just smells like Thanksgiving weekend. If not Thanksgiving Day, then the day before or the day after Thanksgiving. That one is Golden Garland to my nose. Midnight Mahogany may move up significantly in my ranking if it throws. It's the lightest by far on cold, but it is very, very pleasant. So that one may move up my ranks. And again, Frosty Air I think is going to be a hit if you like those laundry type scents. It's a little headachy for me, but again, this was my daughter's favorite one of the 10. And I think if you're into laundry scents, you're going to really, really like Frosty Air. I wouldn't skip that one if you're into laundry or fresh scents. Fall Feelin', if you like Sips of Cider, you should probably try it. It is a spiced orange scent, spicier than Sips of Cider. If you're a fan of Black Cherry Merlot, Cranberry and Cardamom is a very close dupe to Black Cherry Merlot. Make Me Snickerdoodle, like we suspected, is going to be a close, probably sibling, if not fraternal twin, to Cinnamon Buttercream. Frosted Cedar, this is different. This is unique to Scentsy. Again, it has a very warm, ripe apple scent. Ripe. Like you don't want to leave it any further. It needs to be eaten now and it's going to be sweet and delicious. And that very, very soft green tone. Again, this is really pretty. This could also lean possibly like fall instead of winter. And you would think with the cedar it would have to be like winter, but no. This even smells kind of back to schoolish to my nose. So I think they've done a good job here of making them not single month scents. There's nothing here that I feel like you couldn't melt any time of the fall, winter. And some of these you could melt most of the year. Palo Santo and Cinnamon you could do any time of year. Dashing you could do any time of year. Make Me Snickerdoodle you could do any time. Red Currant Wreath, that one leans cold weather to me, but again, not specifically holiday. This one could be any time of winter to my nose. Cranberry and Cardamom does lean cool weather fallish to me just because that's when Bath & Body Works releases it, so that's what my nose is used to with this scent. And Frosty Air I think you could easily do year round. Easily. This one is probably the most year-round versatile of the bunch. So that is Frosty Air. So yeah, these are really nice. They're very aesthetic feeling. They feel like you're setting a mood in your home. They feel kind of similar in tone to a couple of last year's. Like I feel like Black Currant and Plum, which was one of I think last year's or maybe the year before, that would fit in well with this bunch. That is kind of a good representation of what these are kind of going for as a feel. But yeah, so that is the 10 new scents, cold sniffs. I will I'm not going to warm these testers because I need these testers for the season. But once my bars get here, I will be happily warming through those. So yeah, let me know which ones you're most excited for. If you went to SFR or if you have your testers already as well, let me know what you think. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on these scents. Which one's your favorite? Which are your least favorite? Which ones are you most excited to warm? I would just love to hear your thoughts on all these scents as well. Other than that, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.